Cry and talk. It's okay.
First cousin of Alvin. That's my brother Jack.
Oh yeah, Jack.
Okay,
Yeah,
stay.
stay there.
We are a okay. We are cousins because my mom and his mom are sisters. And they are 2 of 10. Okay? They are, they with my auntie Emmy are the 3 oldest. three, the first 3 who were born, okay? And they were the first 3 who got married. So, the Del Mundos, the Aquinos, and the Zarates were the first batch of grandchildren. That were batchmates. And Alvin was like the 3rd oldest. Okay, he's the 2nd oldest boy. And I was one of the youngest in the batch. She was the youngest. But, so you heard from classmates, you heard from high school buddies, people from college, whatever. You heard from an older cousin, you'll hear from a younger cousin. Okay? I cannot claim to have known him when he was in diapers because I was much younger than he was. I'm in diapers. But everyone has seen the beautiful picture of him on a crane. We've seen pictures of him on top of a wind turbine. He's been on top of Mount Kinabalu. And I think as a kid, we knew where that came from, especially Auntie Ban. Because Auntie Ban said that when he was still a toddler, she found him climbing up a bookshelf. And it fell on him. But he survived. So, I mean, climbing was really in his blood. He also, growing up, he was one of the older kids. So we would just follow whatever he wanted to do. He was like the Pied Piper of the kids. My our family, our grandparents had this big piece of property in Pandacan. And for a while, the Aquinos lived in Pandacan. And we would always hang out during vacations, during Christmas, everything. We would go to Cavite in Tansa together. We'd go to Baguio together. We would spend Christmas and whatever. Well, Anilao also, but that was later on. But in Pandacan, that was like a wonderland for a kid with nothing to do. See? And my grandparents are they were chemists from UP. And whenever Alvin, maybe didn't have anything to do, mother would say, "Oh, come here, come here, come here. I'll teach you how to make fireworks. Play with gunpowder." So in fact, he treasured my grandmother's chemistry books. When they moved out of Pandacan, he wanted the chemistry books. Because she taught him, my grandmother, who's 99, but of course she was younger then, taught him how to make firecrackers. And they would toss it the property was right by the Pasig River, and they would toss it into Pasig River and watch it explode. He also learned, you know that he likes to shoot, right? He likes to go to my grandmother was like, he took after my grandmother. My grandmother was a championship rifle sharpshooter. And he was telling me before that one time in Cavite, he and my older cousin Timmy, the two, parang they were the leaders that would lead us into mischief. The 2 of them were checking out a new rifle that my cousin Timmy had gotten for his birthday or something like that. It was an air rifle. And they were in the beach, and they set up a tansan somewhere, and they were trying to figure out how to shoot this tansan. So Alvin said that my grandmother was just strolling by and said, "Oh, what are you boys doing?" "Oh, we're just trying to shoot this rifle." And, "Oh, can I try?" So Alvin said, "Sure, why not?" And she took the rifle and she shot it and she calibrated, and the next shot knocked it clean out of wherever it was standing. So Alvin said he was just in awe. After that, he never saw my grandmother the same way. She was afraid. She was afraid of my grandmother. But I guess that's where his healing came from too. Potit said before that they often heard Alvin in their house. Well, it was the same with us. They were always.
It was always Alvin and Timmy.
It was always Alvin and Timmy. No, actually,
But somehow Timmy was always
able to get
escape
scot-free.
at the last minute, so you'd always hear my grandfather yell,
Alvin! and then we would all hide. See, Alvin kasi stayed in Pandacan. I mean, of all of us, they were the ones who lived in Pandacan the longest at certain times in their lives. And I guess he was father's favorite. Favorite scapegoat, but favorite nonetheless. I remember it was always fun visiting Pandacan, especially when the Aquinos were in residence because there's always something going on. All of you have probably tasted his cooking. In Pandacan, something was always happening in the kitchen. My grandmother was either cooking a roast for us to eat, or there was apple pie being baked, or the helpers would be making kakanin, and he said he couldn't look at kakanin anymore because he had kakanin every day. He didn't want it anymore. They would make burong santol, and they would make. One time, an aunt of ours had us peel soybeans one by one because she wanted to make taho. So there we were peeling these soybeans because we didn't know any better and we couldn't make palag. So Alvin for me was the older cousin that you looked up to that got into trouble. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. There's a brilliant idea before. My mom's youngest sister had this boyfriend who would come over. Parang you could, every afternoon he would be there. And siguro it was a weekend or during vacation, all the kids were there, we were all bored. So, idea. Let's make plastic bag, put water in plastic bags, and let's make water bombs. Okay, let's make water bombs. Okay, what are we gonna do now? Let's wait for Johnny. And we'll hide in the bushes. And when he comes, we're gonna hit him with the water bombs. So okay, everyone make water bombs and we were all hiding. And late si Johnny. Late yung boyfriend ng tita ko. So we just started having a war amongst ourselves. Because this guy was late. So lucky for him, because he was late, he missed our surprise attack on him. But we had fun anyway. So that was Alvin. Growing up, we lived in Quezon City, which was 15 minutes away from UP at the time. And every afternoon, Alvin would be there, hanging out in between classes, chatting. He always wanted to chat. He was always, he was, at that time, he was a fixture in our house because that it was an easy place to hang out in between classes or before going home or whatever. So, do you want to add anything else for Alvin?
everybody has a friend or a relative who's mayabang. Honestly, Alvin was mayabang. But in a nice way. And take it lightly because his yabang was true.
Yeah,
what
like
he
that,
told
no?
you, he actually did. He climbed there's no picture here, but he climbed one of the windmills in Bangi, Ilocos Norte. I know, I was with him. It was easier for him because his knees weren't bumping into the ladder all the way up. But we both climbed it. I took the picture of him up there. He was very happy. That's Alvin.
Yeah.
How many people can say the cousin made a pool cue for them by hand? I have it. It's there. So Alvin was mayabang, but in a good way.
And he could back it up.
And he could back it up.
So that's just a glimpse of what we went through with Alvin as an older cousin, as the leader, one of the leaders of the pack that got everyone into trouble, but he was usually singled out for it anyway. So,
One last thing, Alvin left much too soon. Alvin was full of information, useful information.
Yeah.
I had so many questions of him.
this is true. My daughter has to do a paper and it has something to do with physics, which of course I don't know anything about.
Of course.
I said, wait, who can you ask? I know Alvin. He's gone. He was just, when we found out that he died, 2 days ago, he was in our house. He was in my mom's house. We had lunch. And he was there to visit our 99-year-old grandmother. And he was there to visit and comfort her and chat with her. That's why 2 days later, I get a call from Tracy that he's gone. So even my kids were shaken up. We're like, but we were just together. What happened? But I guess when it's time to go, it's time to go. There's nothing we can do. So like Rivaldo says, we really just have to don't forget to say you love each other and give your time for each other because you really, really don't know when you're gonna go. And he left too soon. So, thank you.